which you will unfortunately get to hear. But we've got some volleyball on our hands tonight. These are two teams that know each other well. I tracked their games all the way back to 2010, 2011 season. They've played every year except for 2014-15. Not sure what was going on then, but every other year since then they've played at least once and sometimes twice. So these are two teams that know each other well, play each other frequently, and it should make for some great volleyball here tonight. If you're listening on KLKS Talk 100, don't forget that you can watch the video also at yourliveevent.com and also on YouTube. If you just look up Walker-Hackensack-Akeley at River-Backus, it should show up as a live stream. So, if you'd like to watch the game as well, you can tune in there. But if you're in the car, just get comfortable and listen to me talk about some volleyball. I'm going to send us to a break real quick, but as soon as we come back, I'll have coach interviews for us with both head coaches, and after that, it won't be too long till we get into the game. So get cozy, grab your snacks, grab your waters, and we will get tonight started here in just a bit.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub, 1, at gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
This is Colin Bosman on KLKS Talk 100. Joining me is Coach Voller of the WHA Wolves, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. Coach Voller, you guys are 7-12 right now, 2-3 in the conference. You're coming in against a Pine River-Backus team that has been fairly solid this year. However, last 6 games, they're 1-5. Last 7 games, you guys are 1-6. So it's two teams that have played better but have had a little bit of a rough stretch. In this kind of determining match as we hit the end of the season here, how are you looking for your team to respond to this kind of down streak they've been on?
Just hoping that we can respond in a positive manner. We've been having some really good practices, very intentional, very disciplined, and high pace. So hopefully that can equate to our gameplay tonight.
All right. And in terms of those practices, you've been working on discipline and pace, how is that working towards this big tournament you've got at the end of the season in Fergus Falls, which is going to make up the bulk of your schedule?
Yeah. You just hope you can peak at the right time of the season, so hopefully we can get out of our dip and then just continue that uphill battle going into that tournament and then also into the postseason.
All right. Is there any players on the team tonight that you're really looking to take charge, especially as we get towards the playoffs coming up here soon? Is there anyone you're looking to really take that leadership role and kind of own the floor tonight?
I have a really good group of leaders that they all kind of lead in their own way, so they all kind of have their own roles. Just continue that balanced attack and just continue to be vocal. That's one thing we've kind of struggled with off and on throughout the year is our lack of communication at times, so hopefully they can all play their role and communicate well and to discuss what we need to talk about and be successful on the floor.
What are you looking for your girls out on the court, specifically tonight against Pine River-Backus?
Looking for us to kind of follow our game plan. Obviously, we spent a little film time scouting, so hopefully we can follow through on our plan and take it at them.
Awesome. Well, it was great talking to you, Coach Voller. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me, and good luck out there tonight, okay?
Thank you.
This is Colin Bosman on KLKS Talk 100. We'll be back on the pregame show in just a minute.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 41 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all their surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
We're on a path to a lower carbon future, and pipelines continue to play a crucial role in providing the energy we need. The energy that powers industry, grows food, and fuels the cars, trucks, and planes that keep our economy moving. Enbridge pipelines are an important part of the energy transition and essential to delivering the energy Minnesota relies on.
$100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lake Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
This is Colin Bosman on the pregame show for KLKS Talk 100. Joining me right now is Coach Hershey of the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Big game tonight against Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, which is a mouthful to say. I've experienced a couple times already. But you guys are 13 and 11, had a decent season so far. You've kind of fallen off in the last week or so a little bit. You're 1-5 your last 6 games. But you have had that form earlier in the season where you guys have been truly dominant. And this is a team you know well. What are you looking for your girls to put out on the court tonight?
Yeah, just trying to get better. That's our focus on our side of the net. Be a little more consistent really in every aspect of the game, starting with serve and receive. And, our setters, hopefully our setters will play a little bit better tonight as well. And, we'll go from there.
Now, if my research is correct, you guys have 3 games, including this one, to finish off the season. In that final stretch, what kind of momentum are you looking for the team to build as we head into the playoffs?
Yeah, I don't put a lot of stock into momentum myself. I just worry about one game, one practice. We've seen it all here through the years, so we just know that we've got to get better in the next couple weeks. That's really our focus every time we get a chance to play. So, maybe it'd be nice to get a few W's, but that can't be the focus. Otherwise, we'll be in trouble come playoff time.
All right, the last 6 games, you guys are 1-5. Walker-Hackensack, I said that backwards, is 1-6 in their last 7. So these are 2 teams that have played better ball this season, but you're looking to right the ship here tonight. What exactly do you want the girls to do, like offensively or defensively, against this team?
Yeah, well, we talked about, you can't give them a lot of cheap points. You got to make them earn the points. Don't give them a lot of roll shots, especially to their tendencies, which we hopefully practiced a fair amount against, And then just offensively, try to find some balance, and don't be afraid to work on the shots we've been working on at practice. We've got to be able to be a little more dynamic offensively and, see where that takes us.
It's like, I know players rotate in and out all the time, but losing a starter like that can be challenging.
Yeah, the way this season has went, we're pretty used to having people down. It's just kind of been one of those years. So, just the next kid's got to step up, and, maybe it'll influence whether we were on a 1 or a 2 tonight to some extent, setting-wise, So, but the kids just got to be ready. Some of that's going to be based on the matchup I can get for them, and then we'll go from there. But, it's a little bit different, but we've been playing with so many different lineups. I don't expect it, hopefully it doesn't hurt us too bad.
All right, I appreciate that next man up mentality. That's all I've got for you today, Coach Hershey. Thank you for talking to me, and we'll be right back here on the pregame show on KLKS Talk 100 in just a moment.
And I am back live here. We've got about 4.5 minutes till the game starts. I'm going to not send us to a commercial break because I've got a little bit of cramming I've got to do here at the end, but we are going to get through all of it. First, before I forget, I would like to mention our pregame sponsor today, Station 371. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, and is the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. Station 371 in Pine River, thank you very much. I couldn't be doing this without you guys. So, now with that being said, let's get into our team comparison. Now, these are 2 teams that meet a lot. I've mentioned that already, but let me go over our records against the head-to-head since 2010. Pine River-Backus is 11-5 over Walker-Hackensack-Akeley. However, in the last 4 games, they're 2-2. So it's been an even split the last 4. And then the 5th game before that, Pine River-Backus barely snuck it out in a 3-2 thriller that went to 5 sets the year before. So Pine River-Backus is coming off of 2 wins. They've beat Walker the last 2 seasons, and then Walker took the 2 before that. So a highly touted matchup I'm excited to see here today. However, when it comes to this season specifically, Pine River-Backus is 13-11 with 3 games remaining. They are undefeated in their conference, while Walker-Hackensack-Akeley is 7-12 on the season. They're 2-3 in their conference. You might notice Walker-Hackensack-Akeley has played significantly fewer games than Pine River-Backus. That's because Walker-Hackensack-Akeley, a huge portion of their schedule comes in a tournament at the very end of the season. I swear, it's like 8-10 games or something all in 1 or 2 days at this tournament over in Fergus Falls. So even though the season is almost over for both of these teams, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley has a lot more games they're going to have to put in. So they definitely feel they need this momentum right now, especially at 7-12. Both these teams have been struggling lately. Pine River-Backus is 1-5 since last Friday, and Walker-Hackensack-Akeley is 1-6 in the month of October. So it's been a down stretch for both teams, looking to right the ship here. Pine River-Backus looking to do it in front of the home crowd. Walker-Hackensack-Akeley looking to upset the reigning head-to-head winners here in Pine River. So that's our breakdown between these 2 teams. We've already got our coach interviews, so I'm going to run through our starting lineups real quick. For the road team, we'll go first. The Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves tonight are starting number 1.
Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Minnesota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the MSHSL and the Minnesota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Wiley's Major Appliance in Brainerd is now selling America's iconic brand, Crosley Appliances. The best in the business. Used and reconditioned appliances. And now with new Crosley Appliances. Wides is better than
branches
Tells you about zones, holdings, and rules. Even bowling outfits 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. We're like bowling is
Number 9 is junior Walker. Number 10 is junior Victoria Peterson. Number 16 is sophomore Brielle Young. Number 20 is senior Francesca McGregor. And number 25 freshman Emily Green. Now the third for the Wolves. Number 1 is senior Avery Morrison. Number 2 is senior Audrey Morrison. Number 4 is junior Maria Lynn. Number 5 is sophomore Kylie Ludwig. And number 7 is junior Madison Snyder. And number 23 is junior Madison Burton. The Wolves are coached by head coach Michael Miller, assisted by Katie Benson and Pete Nile. Now let's see our technical backs today.
That hit goes into the net off of Kaylee Johnson, so that'll make it 2-1 for the Wolves as they take the lead here early in the first set. Serve from Avery Morrison into the net. trim black shorts. The serve is over, and a cross-body attacking set for a double catch. A little bit of bring the Tigers. Morris each other for the
in Brainerd for being the best in the business when it comes to used and reconditioned appliances, parts, and service. Wide's Major Appliance now sells new appliances as an authorized retailer of America's iconic brand, Crosley, featuring Crosley's 10-year limited warranty. You don't need to go anywhere else. With new and used appliances, parts, service, we are your one-stop appliance shop. For major appliances without the major price, see Wide's Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
credited kill of the night. Back to serve for the Wolves is Hannikin. And not the Wolves, the Tigers. And the Wolves are going to float it back over. Dahl hitting with power again. Dahl's got the hot hand at the end here of this first set. It is 24-16, a one-point set for the Tigers. The Wolves need to rally here at the end of this first set if they'd like to come back and win this one. Otherwise, of course, set two will be happening momentarily. So the game's not over if they lose this set. But a strong performance in this set from McKenna Olschlager of the Wolves. She's had 3 kills so far. Addison Schneider of the Wolves as well has been the primary facilitator on their side. So most of the time, Schneider, number 7, will be setting up her teammates for the go-ahead points and such. But Olschlager's been a weapon offensively as well. And then for the Tigers, obviously, Cassidy Bristow and Kaylee Johnson have had their connection already get started here. Johnson with 2 assists to Bristow, both for kills. And Johnson's gotten up for a block, and Bristow's sent over an ace as well. And here as the final point, the Tigers are going, or the Wolves hit this one too hard. It goes a little deep, and the Tigers will take set one, 25-16. We're going to cut to a commercial break for a minute, and when we come back, we'll have set two.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Welcome back, everybody, as we get set here for set two. Set one went to the home team, the Pine River-Backus Tigers, 25-16. A impressive set for both. It was a competitive set up until about that 15-point mark. These two teams were tied at 15 until the Tigers went on a 7-point streak before the Wolves were able to score again. And then at that point, it was pretty much sealed. But set two is coming up here shortly. The Wolves have got to feel like they can compete with this team, especially considering how those first 15 points went for these two teams. So looking forward to that. We're going to cut to break for about one more minute. And when we come back, we'll have the second set ready to go.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email PRBBoosterClub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members. Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 41 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all their surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at SchruppExcavating.com.
And we are back as we get set for the opening serve here of set two between the home team, Pine River-Backus Tigers, and the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves here on the road. A conversation going on between the Tigers and the ref. Seem to have some people on the court laughing at themselves. Johnson sets this one up in the middle, and to get things started off immediately, Johnson to Norman with a big point to get the night started here in set two. And Johnson will get set to serve here for the Tigers. Good serve, a little bit of a low drive, a power hit, but it's blocked by Buchers. And the Wolves are able to get up behind that block and send it back over. Johnson couldn't quite get under it, so credit Buchers with the block, but the Wolves score the point to make it 1-1. Buchers gets this over to the Wolves. Schneider sets it up outside, Bristow gets under it, but can't set up the next pass. So that was Schneider on the assist, and Olschlager got her 4th point of the game on that. The Wolves will serve. It's Avery Morrison back to serve, part of the sister duo that the Wolves are running out on the court, and Avery dives to get in front of that hard kill from the Tigers, but this hit from Olschlager goes a little too deep, and that'll tie us up here again at 2-2. Now serving is Caitlin Riley for the Tigers. Riley just takes a standing serve. Schneider sets up Aubrey, and Aubrey hits that one into the net. So the Tigers will take a 3-2 lead off of the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley error. And Riley's second serve just barely makes it over the net, but does. Olschlager is able to get behind the back over the net. Burns smacks this one over. Schneider sets it up in the middle, but Riley's there to get under it for the Tigers. And there's the hit for Buchers. She gets her first kill of the game as she comes down in the middle and just drives that ball downhill. It is 4-2 now for the Tigers. They lead, and Riley will get set to serve again. Only one ace so far in the game today, I believe. I was distracted momentarily. Riley with a diving save as Avery gets under that one, and it's set up in the middle. I didn't see the hand signal of the close ref here. He had his back to me. But the point goes to the Wolves on a error from the Tigers. So it is 4-3. Riley gets under the serve here. Johnson sets it up cross court for Bristow, but a little too far from the net there. And this one's tipped over. Johnson sets it up to Dahl, who sets it up to Buchers, and Buchers drives it down once again. Her second kill now in this second set. Dahl gets the assist. And Dahl will be back deep to serve. She takes quite the running start. Got to be like 4 or 5 steps into that one. Schneider sets it up outside. Dahl's there defensively and just one hits it back over. Maybe a lucky bounce, maybe not. Dahl sets this one up for Johnson, who sends it back, and Burns and Bristow collide. A miscommunication offensively for the Tigers, and the Wolves will get the point on the error there. Back to serve for the Wolves is Katrin Smith. Smith's serve skims off the top of the net. Riley dives and just one hits it back. Schneider, Olschlager is going to get the point on the floater. So it is tied up 5-5. That's Olschlager's 5th point on the night. Johnson sets this one up to Bristow. Bristow with intensity scores that point, targeting the empty back left corner of this Wolves defense. No one was home. And Bristow said, I'll take advantage of that. Off the setup from Johnson, of course. 6-5, Tigers lead. Back to serve is Leah Eveland. Schneider sets this one up outside to Olschlager. And that'll tie us up as Olschlager gets in there again. Her 6th kill now. It is tied 6-6. Burns gets under the serve. Johnson sets it up for Bristow, but Aubrey is there defensively for the Wolves, and Aubrey will also float it back over off the setup. And that kill was really good. I just didn't quite see who it was. But Kaylee Johnson and Bristow are laughing really hard on the court about something. Here comes the serve from Burns. The Tigers are up 7-6, and Burns with an ace. Only the second ace of the game from either team tonight. Cassidy Bristow has the other one for the Tigers, and Burns will get set to serve again. Aubrey gets under this one, sets it up for Avery. Avery's going to hit that too deep for the Wolves. The Tigers will take a three-point lead here. So they're now up 9-6, and Burns will serve again. She's on a bit of a streak here. Schneider sets this up for Aubrey. Aubrey kind of pats it over. Johnson's going to set this one up, and that's into the net for Norman. So the Wolves will get one back here. It's 9-7. Tigers still lead. Riley subs in for Burns. Leah Eveland, Caitlin Riley, and Ella Dahl make up the back row for the Tigers. Johnson with an attacking set is going to get the point there. Smart play from Johnson. She's been distributing this entire time. That's the first time she's gone for the attacking set. Kind of lulled the defense to sleep there. And back to serve now for the Tigers is Hannikin. Schneider sets this up outside for Avery, and Leah Evelyn stops it in its tracks, but the Tigers keep it alive. Ella Dahl's going to send it over, and then with a little trickery of her own, Addison Schneider, who's been the main distributor for the Wolves tonight, is going to get the attacking set to pass through the Tigers defense. So that'll bring us to 10, Tigers 10, Wolves 8. In this second set, Riley dives, looks vastly uncomfortable, but she seems to be okay. Not enough to save that one, although it was an impressive effort. The Tigers hold on to a 1-point lead. It's 10-9 here in set 2. Johnson sets this one up for Dahl. Dahl floats it over. Avery sets it up to Schneider, who sets it back to Avery. But Bristow's there defensively. Johnson sets it up for Dahl, and Dahl's going to get the kill here. Make it 11-9. That's Johnson's 5th assist. The Wolves tried to get up and block that one, but weren't quick enough. And Johnson will serve. Johnson's serve tips off the top of the net. Stays alive, though. Schneider sets this up, and Lynch gets the kill there as she kind of hits a little one-handed crossbody strike there that had the entire Tigers defense out of position. And that serve goes too deep for Avery Morrison. So the Tigers get one back here. They're now up 12-10 here in this first set. And Caitlin Riley's back to serve for the Tigers. It's a line drive here from Riley. Schneider sets this one up for Olschlager. Johnson's going to set this up in the middle for Buchers, and Buchers hits that one just a little too wide. So the Wolves will get the point here on the miss. Now Aubrey will serve for the Wolves. Bristow gets under it, and Buchers is going to tip this one over. Aubrey sets it up to Ludwig, and Ludwig's shot goes a little strong. And the Tigers will get that one back. So they lead. The Tigers lead 13-11 over the away team, the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Ella Dahl serves this one. Aubrey gets an awkward tip on the reception, but keeps it alive, sets it up to herself, essentially, as that hit is going to bounce off the outstretched hands of the defenders, off of the hand of Mimi Buchers, I believe. And that will count for a Tigers 3-point lead as they are up 14-11. Ella Dahl gets under this one. Johnson sets it up to Bristow. Bristow is content to just float it over. Schneider sets it up in the middle to Olschlager, and Olschlager gets a point. That is now a 14-12 as the Wolves finally break that rough streak they were on. Schneider gets her 5th assist. Olschlager gets her 6th kill. And this hit goes into the net for Smith. So it's 15-2 or 15-12, and a timeout is called by the Tigers. We'll be right back after this break.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lakes Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakesupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lakes Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
And we are back here in the second set. The Tigers lead 15-12. They also took the first set 25-16. Mimi Buchers serves for the Tigers. Schneider sets this one up outside for Olschlager, and Bristow gets up and stonewalls that one. Blocks it right off the bat. So a 16-12 lead coming out of the timeout for the Tigers. Mimi Buchers serves this one again. Aubrey sets this one up over to Ludwig. Bristow sets it up to Burns, and it's going to be a double touch here. So the Wolves will get the point off of the error. 16-13, the Tigers still lead. Some substitutions. Leia Evelyn comes out on the court. Margaret Crimmins comes out on the court. Kaylee Johnson, steps off. And the power hit from Bristow, set up by Margaret Crimmins, who just came on, is good for the Tigers' point as they go up 17-13 here in this second set. It was around this point when the Tigers started to separate in the first set as Burns serves. Ella Dahls on the receiving end of the Wolves hit. And Callie Norman gets the kill there on the left side of the net. That'll bring it to 18-13. Tigers lead. In comes Lily Barkus. Burns serves. Olschlager gets it up. Schneider sets it up for Olschlager, and this is going to be a carry or a double touch, but the Tigers will get the point. 19-13, Tigers lead. Burns serves this one cross body. Schneider sets it up for Avery. Ella Dahls there on the receiving end. Again, kind of one hits that one's back. Ella Dahl gets under it to Evelyn. Evelyn sets it up to Burns. Burns almost capitalizes, but the Wolves are able to come back. Bristow tries to power that one. Looked like it was going to be out of bounds, but the libero tried to defend it anyways, and the Wolves will come away with the kill. That one's going to Ludwig as she gets it past the back line of defense and makes it drop right before that end line. So it's 19-14 now. The Tigers are up by 5 here in set 2. Evelyn sets this one up outside for Norman, but it's no good. The Wolves send it back, and a carry here for the Tigers this time. A rare error on their account. And the Wolves Wolves will get the point here. That makes it 19-15 as Ludwig gets back to serve for the Wolves. Bristow takes quite the hit, but Norman was not ready for it to go to her. And that point will go to the Wolves, as the Tigers were not really fully set there at any point. Bristow recovers this one as well. Evelyn sets it up for Bristow. And they get the kill here. That's Leah Evelyn's first assist and Bristow's 5th kill. It is 20-16, the Tigers lead. It was at this point last set that the Tigers pulled away and finished it off. We'll see if the Wolves can change the future, though, as Schneider sets this one up to Morrison. The Tigers defend. Evelyn sets it up for Dahl. Aubrey gets under that, and that one's set up for Oslager. Evelyn sets it up outside for Dahl again. Avery sets it up to Oslager, who gives it back to Avery. Avery powers it over, and Norman is going to come through with a huge kill in traffic as she drives that one right through the hands of the defense. It is 21-16, a 5-point lead for the Tigers as they serve. That serve goes too deep, so it'll be 21-17 now, and the Wolves will hold serve. That is Addison Schneider back to serve. She's been the primary distributor for the Wolves tonight. And that serve is going to carry right into the net, so the Tigers will get the point here, bring it back up to a 5-point game as the Tigers lead 22-17. Kaylee Johnson now set to serve for the Tigers. And Kaylee Johnson returns the favor, sending it right into the net and giving the Wolves their point back. It's now 22-18. Avery Morrison back to serve for the Wolves. Ella Dahl cannot corral that one. So, an ace for Avery Morrison. And that brings it to within 3 here as we reach the last few points of this second set. Dahl gets under this one again. Bucher sets it up for Norman. Norman's going to be content to just float this one over. They set up the kill, and it's successful. That's Schneider. Schneider with the assist, and Lariah Lynch got the kill, her 4th of the night. It is 22-20, a close game here at the end of this second set. Here comes the serve from the Wolves. Johnson sets it up outside for Norman. It's defended well. Olslager's going to just attacking, set it over. Buchers tries to power that one through, but the defense stops her. Aubrey sets this up to Olslager, and Olslager couldn't get enough air under that as it's going to run right into the net. The Tigers will take a 23-20 lead, and Caitlin Riley will hold serve. A floater from Riley. Schneider sets this up to Olslager. Bristow's there to receive. Johnson sets it up for Buchers. Aubrey dives. Avery sets it up to Olslager again. Bristow's there. Johnson sets it up for Burns. Burns kind of catches him with the off-tempo and gets it right past the outstretched hands of the defense. So Burns gets her 2nd kill, and Kaylee Johnson adds another assist to her total. It is 24-20, set point for the Tigers. And the attacking set does not catch the Tigers sleeping this time, and Burns is going to send this one right into the net. So it'll be 24-21. The Wolves being given a window of opportunity here to come back in this second set. The Tigers only need 1 point, though, to finish it off. Johnson sets it up backwards to Bristow, kind of deep. Schneider sets it up outside. That's Ludwig. And the point goes to the Tigers. I'm not exactly sure what happened. The ref blew his whistle. It was some kind of foul or error, but the Tigers will take set 2, 25-21. Kaylee Johnson and Addison Schneider of each individual team kind of carrying the pressure of making sure points are scored. They aren't actively doing the scoring themselves, but pretty much the entire offense runs through them for both teams. Cassidy Bristow and Callie Norman have been powerhouses killing the ball for the Tigers. McKenna Olschlager and Lariah Lynch have been the primary contributors with 4 kills for the Wolves. We're going to cut to break real quick, and when we come back, we'll have set 3 where the Tigers might finish it off or the Wolves might come back. Stay tuned to find out.
There are many things to consider when buying a used appliance, like reliability. Will it work in the future? Or after a few days, does it sound something like this? Call Wides today, Brainerd's most trusted name in used appliances. At Wides, the sale doesn't end when you walk out the door. They have factory-trained technicians and in-home or in-shop service to serve you better. Give them a call at 829-5292. The name to remember in used appliances is Wides.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC.
Station 371 in Pine River is your locally owned stop to restock on food, fuel, and baits. Right on Highway 371, Station 371 is stocked with bait, tackle, and snacks for your fishing or hunting excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel, plus premium for boats, small engines, and classic cars. Keeping your car shining bright with their car wash. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
And we are back, about 30 seconds to go before we kick off set 3 here. It's been an interesting game so far. The Tigers have won both of the first 2 sets. But magic could happen here in the third. We'll see. Both teams kind of huddling up, probably talking about the plays they're going to run. I know a lot of times when I was in football and I was in the huddle, I was talking about like a movie I saw recently or a song I really liked, but that's also probably why I wasn't starting. Caitlin Riley serves the ball here to start off set 3. Schneider sets it up outside for Avery, and Avery gets the kill. So, to kick things off, Walker-Hackensack-Akeley takes the lead. Schneider gets the assist, and that was Avery Morrison on the kill. Here comes the serve from Avery. Johnson sets this one up outside for Burns. It's a little cross-court action, but well defended by Aubrey. Schneider tries to get up, or sets it up for Lynch. And Lynch gets her 5th kill of the evening as the Wolves jump out to a 2-0 lead in set 3. Here comes the serve from Avery again. Dahl's there defensively. Johnson sets it up for Burns again. Aubrey with a diving attempt to save that one, but just ends up launching it into the stands. So the Tigers will get on the board for the first time here. It's 2-1. The Wolves in the lead here in set 3. Overall, the Tigers lead 2-0 in the sets. But the Wolves still have a chance here. Schneider sets this one up, left side. And that is a kill for Olschlager. as it's off the hands of the defense, and that one's set up by Schneider. Once again, Schneider assisting just about every single shot. Eladal receiving on the serve. Johnson's going to behind the back it over the net as this one's set up inside for Olschlager. Dahl's there defensively. Johnson sets it up for Burns. Burns tries to just tip it over, but misjudges the location of the net and or maybe of her hand, and is unable to get that one over. So the Tigers are going to fall down to a 4-1 deficit here in set 3 as the Wolves desperately try and come back here. And despite a good effort defensively from Kaylee Johnson and Caitlin Riley, the Tigers are unable to get anything going there, and the Wolves will score again. The Wolves have a 5-1 lead here in set 3, and the Tigers have just called a timeout to talk things over with their players. We'll be back after this quick break.
There's way more than bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. More Like Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
And we're back. About 12 seconds left to go here in this timeout. Players are breaking the huddle. The Wolves are already ready to go, it seems. And the Wolves lead 5-1 coming out of this timeout. The Tigers lead overall in the sets 2-0. But here in set 3, the Wolves are giving the Tigers a problem as Bristow's going to get the kill here. That's her 6th kill as that one bounces off the hands of the defense. That'll get the Tigers rolling again here as Mimi Bukers is back to serve. Aubrey is there defensively for the Wolves. This one's set up for Olschlager. Johnson sets it up in the middle for Bristow. And there's that connection as Johnson and Bristow connect for another one. 7 assists for Johnson, 7 kills for Bristow. That's not all to each other necessarily. A lot of it is, but not all of it. And I do miss assists occasionally. Riley's here defensively for the Tigers as Johnson sets it up for Bristow again. And on back-to-back plays, those two girls make something happen for the Tigers. And just like that, the Tigers are only down by 1, 4-5. The Wolves lead, and they need this third set if they want to stay alive here. Otherwise, these teams are going home. Mimi Bucher serves. Olschlager's there defensively, and Schneider sets it up. That shot is going to be too deep for Kurtz. So that'll tie us up here, 5-5. And just like that, it's back to an even match as Bucher serves again. Aubrey receives. Schneider sets it up for Ludwig. Ludwig hits it. Ella Dahl is there on the receiving end. Johnson sets it up to Burns. And Schneider's unable to get the tip over the net. So the Tigers will take the lead on a 5-point swing. Went from down 5-1 to leading 6-5. Just since that timeout. I gotta wonder what Coach Hershey said. As here comes the serve, and the Wolves return fire, and Schneider is going to catch them this time. Her second kill of the evening. And that'll tie us up 6-6. And the Wolves will hold serve as Catryn Smith is back to serve. Burns receives. Johnson sets it up to Bristow, who just kind of tips it over. Schneider sets it up for Ludwig. Eveland receives, sets it up to Johnson, who passes it to Burns, and Burns powers it through the hands of the defense. Oops. I just gave Schneider the assist when Johnson was on that one. Wrong team. So 3 kills for Burns today as she gets set to serve. That one's going to barely tip over the top of the net as Schneider sets this one up for Olslager. Burns receives. Evelyn sets it up to Norman. Schneider sets this one up outside to Ludwig, and Burns dives for it. Dahl going to try and get it back into play. Norman behind the backs it over the net. Schneider tries to catch him with a tip over again. Johnson passes it to Norman. Norman floats it over. The defense is there. And Bristow comes in with the power in the middle. Schneider sets this one up outside for Ludwig. Dahl receives. Johnson sets it up backwards for Bristow. Bristow punches it up. That's going to be a 4-touch as Bristow kind of misjudged what was going on there with the ball. And that'll tie us up here 7-7. Bristow seemed like she was trying to pass it, despite the fact that she would have been the 3rd touch. She hit it back over to her own side of the net. And the serve from the Wolves goes careening directly into the net. So the Tigers get their lead back 8-7. In comes Raina Hannikin for the Tigers as Cassidy Bristow checks out for a minute. And Hannikin serves. Olslager's there defensively. Schneider sets it up for Avery. Johnson sets this one up across town for Dahl. And Dahl's going to get the kill. So Johnson with her 10th assist. Dahl with her 3rd kill. And the Tigers take a 9-7 lead as Hannikin gets set to serve again. Received well. Avery's going to try and kill this one, but puts too much air on it, and the Tigers will have a 3-point lead off of that error. A 10-7 ball game here in set 3. Hannikin serves, and the Wolves keep it alive. Johnson sets it up for Norman. Norman's hit is well defended by Aubrey. Hannikin receives. Johnson sets up for Evelyn, and Evelyn's shot goes into the net, unfortunately for the Tigers. So the Wolves will get one back here as they're now down 2, 10-8. Lariah Lynch checks into the game. She's got 5 kills and is the 2nd leading scorer for the Wolves tonight. And almost gets active, and she does get active immediately as Lynch takes it upon herself to put that ball down and does so with ferocity. So it is a 10-9 ball game as here comes the serve from the Wolves. Johnson sets this one up for Dahl. Dahl's going to kind of float this one. Avery's there on the receiving end, but the setup from Schneider is inaccurate. So the point will go to the Tigers as they go up 11-9. Kaylee Johnson back to serve now for the Tigers. And Kaylee Johnson gets the ace. Now contributing in every statistical category that I track. Kaylee Johnson has 1 kill, 1 block, 1 ace, and 10 assists. Schneider sets this one up in the middle, and that hit is going to be too deep for Lynch as she tries to get the ball moving here for the Wolves. The Tigers take a 13-9 lead. Here comes the serve from Johnson. Schneider sets this one up to Avery. Avery's hit is defended by Dahl, and Buchers gets in there. Mimi Buchers gets her 4th kill, and that assist once again comes from Johnson. As the Tigers are up 14-9. Johnson serves. Aubrey's there defensively. Schneider sets this one up for Olslager, and Olslager's going to get the kill here. Olslager has 9 kills. Here comes the serve from the Wolves. Johnson sets this one up outside for Norman. Norman tips it over the outstretched hands of the defender, but the Wolves have the 2nd layer ready. And there's the kill from Mimi Buchers, set up by Johnson again. Johnson has 12 assists. Bucher now with 5 kills. Riley serves, and that serve is going to carry a little far to the right and out of bounds for Riley. So the point goes to the Wolves. The score is now 15-11, favoring the Pine River-Backus Tigers. The Wolves hold serve, and here it comes. Riley squats down to get under that one. Bucher sets it up for Burns. Burns can't convert on Olslager. Dahl tries to get the little floaty, and Dahl does. Dahl just with a soft touch over the hands of the defense. Overreaction from the defense trying to get back to it, and then once they did get under it, they couldn't get back to where it went after that first hit. So a good kill for Dahl. Schneider sets this up. It's floated over by Olslager. Couldn't get a proper set. Johnson sets this up for Buchers, and the block is there for Lariah Lynch, her second block of the game, and that'll make it a 16-12 ball game as the Tigers lead by 4 here in set 3. If they finish this one off, this game is over, and that would have been miraculous. The ball seemed to ride the top of the net for a moment off of the Burns hit. Johnson sets this one up for Burns again. Burns' hit is tipped by the defense, but Schneider setting it up. And that is a good kill for Ludwig. Assist from Schneider, who's got 10 assists now on the night. 16-13 ball game. The Tigers lead by 3, but their lead has dwindled a little bit recently. Led by as much as 5, as that serve goes out of bounds for the Wolves. Just a little bit inaccurate, and the Tigers get their 4-point lead back. Mimi Buchers is going to check out as Leah Evelyn comes into the game. Kaylee Johnson also subbing out for Margaret Crimmins. Leah Eveland serves this one cross body, and a ace for Leah Eveland. That'll be her first of the night and the 5th of the night overall. 18-13 for the Tigers. They've regained their 5-point lead. Eveland serves again. Schneider sets this one up backwards for Olslager, and that is a hit into the net off a 4-touch. So another point for the Tigers off an offensive error from the Wolves. That makes it 19-13. A timeout is called by the away team. They're down by 6 here in the 3rd set. They've lost the first 2. If they lose this one, it's over. We'll be back after this quick break.
When you need an appliance repair and you have decided to do it yourself, keep it simple. Get those parts from Wide's Major Appliance. Don't rely on getting the right part on the internet. Wide stocks thousands of appliance parts at reasonable prices, and they will help you diagnose a problem so you get the right part. Or check out one of their completely reconditioned and warranted pre-owned appliances. For major appliances without the major price, plus parts and services, see Wide's across from Lakes Printing on Oak Street, Brainerd. Also ask about multiple purchase discounts.
And we are back as these teams get ready after the timeout. The Tigers have 19 points. The Wolves have 13. Tigers hold serve as Leah Evelyn's back deep to do the honors. Evelyn's serve, cross body. Aubrey's there defensively. Schneider sets it up for Olslager. Bristow sets this one up for Burns. Burns hits a cross court hit. Schneider sets this one up in the middle for Olslager. Bristow gets up and blocks it. This one's hit backwards as Evelyn sets this one up for Bristow, but Bristow can't capitalize on account of hitting the net. Ludwig sends it deep, and Riley will not be able to make the play defensively. So the Wolves will score. And that was Ludwig on the kill. Here comes the serve from the Wolves. Evelyn sets this up for Burns. Burns a little out of position, but makes a play to get it over at least. Dahl sets it up to Evelyn, sets it up to Bristow, and that one's into the net. So the Wolves will take the point on the offensive error from the Tigers. 19-15 Back row is Elladall, Bristow, and Riley. Front row, Burns, Eveland, and Crimmins. And that point also going to the Wolves off of a four-touch, I believe, as the Tigers just couldn't get it quite over the net. So the Wolves running a little bit of a hot streak here. You wonder if Coach Hershey is going to call a timeout. And Riley lets that serve go, but that will be an ace for the Wolves. So it's back to a 2-point set here. That ace credited to Catherine Smith. And Riley does elect to defend this one. Bristow power hits, but Avery's there defensively. However, the rest of the team cannot come together after that. So the Tigers will finally break that streak and are now up 20-17. In set 3, the Tigers lead the sets 2-0. If they win this set, this game is over. The Wolves need this set to stay alive, and Olschlager does just that. Olschlager gets her 10th kill as that one bounces off the outstretched hands of the Tiger defense out of bounds. Last touch from the Tigers. Riley receives the serve. Evelyn sets this one up for Bristow. Olschlager's there to receive. Schneider sets it up for Olschlager again. Olschlager hits that one into the net. So off the offensive error, the Tigers will gain the point. But the Wolves have been playing great volleyball for the last couple minutes and have been pushing this Tigers team really hard. Back to serve is Hannikin. Hannikin hits that one into the net. So the Tigers are back to only being up 2. To serve for the Wolves is Ludwig. Ludwig serve guts over the net. Bristow one-shots it back over. The sneaky false set from Schneider does not work, and the Tigers are able to get a power hit. I didn't see who struck that one. I believe it was Ella Dahl, but I'm not certain enough to credit the stat there. 22-19 ball game. The Tigers lead by 3 here in the third set. They win this one, it's over. Schneider gets tagged with a carry. So a free point given to the Tigers. Not what you need in these clutch situations, and a timeout is called by the Wolves head coach. We'll be back after this quick break with the very end of this third set. Will the Wolves come back?
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Ad break carried a little long there. Avery Morrison scored for the Wolves. And that serve for the Wolves after they take serve, unfortunately for them, carries into the net. So the Tigers just need 1 point now to finish this game off. It is 24-20, third set. The Tigers lead 2 sets to nothing. They lead 24-20 in the third. Avery's there defensively. Schneider sets it up for Aubrey. Johnson sets this up for Burns. Burns gets the game winner. And that's Johnson's 13th assist of the night. a huge game for Kaylee Johnson and a big win for the Tigers as they try to build momentum heading into the end of the season. We're going to cut to commercial here real quick while I calculate some things and try and get some interviews up here, but we'll be back shortly after this.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members. Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump and brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 41 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all their surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at SchruppExcavating.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lakes Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakessupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lakes Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
Wide's Major Appliance in Brainerd is now selling America's iconic brand, Crosley Appliances. The best in the business with used and reconditioned appliances, parts, service. Again, now with new Crosley Appliances. Wide's is better than the rest. It's simple. When you need new major appliances without major prices, buy Crosley Appliances with a 10-year warranty from Wide's Major Appliance in Brainerd, across from Lakes Printing on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC.
Station 371 in Pine River is your locally owned stop to restock on food, fuel, and baits. Right on Highway 371, Station 371 is stocked with baits, tackle, and snacks for your fishing or hunting excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel, plus premium for boats, small engines, and classic cars. Keeping your car shining bright with their car wash. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
There's way more than bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
You know Wide's Major Appliance in Brainerd for being the best in the business when it comes to used and reconditioned appliances, parts, and service. Well, Wide's Major Appliance now sells new appliances as an authorized retailer of America's iconic brand, Crosley, featuring Crosley's 10-year limited warranty. You don't need to go anywhere else. With new and used appliances, parts, service, they are your one-stop appliance shop. For major appliances without the major price, see Wide's Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members. Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 41 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all their surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at shruppexcavating.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lakes Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakesupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lakes Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
There are many things to consider when buying a used appliance, like reliability. Will it work in the future? Or after a few days, does it sound something like this? Call Wides today, Brainerd's most trusted name in used appliances. At Wides, the sale doesn't end when you walk out the door. They have factory-trained technicians and in-home or in-shop service to serve you better. Give them a call at 829-5292. The name to remember in used appliances is Wides.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC.
Station 371 in Pine River is your locally owned stop to restock on food, fuel, and baits. Right on Highway 371, Station 371 is stocked with bait, tackle, and snacks for your fishing or hunting excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel, plus premium for boats, small engines, and classic cars. Keeping your car shining bright with their car wash. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
There's way more than bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
When you need an appliance repair and you have decided to do it yourself, keep it simple. Get those parts from Wide's Major Appliance. Don't rely on getting the right part on the internet. Wide stocks thousands of appliance parts at reasonable prices, and they will help you diagnose a problem so you get the right part. Or check out one of their completely reconditioned and warranted pre-owned appliances. For major appliances without the major price, plus parts and services, see Wide's across from Lakes Printing on Oak Street, Brainerd. Also ask about multiple purchase discounts.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. Member FDIC.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
A little bit of an extended break there. My bad, everyone. It is kind of a hassle tracking down some of these volleyball players when they win these games. They get so excited. They start taking these big group pictures. Very complicated process, like 20, 30 people all squatting down on one side of the gym. And it would just be rude of me to interrupt something like that. So... but I did get the interview going. We got that recorded, and I'm going to play that for us right now. This is Cullen Bosman on the postgame show on KLKS Talk 100 and online at yourliveevent.com. Joining me right now is Ella Dahl, Callie Norman, and Ariana Burns of the Pine River-Backus Tigers. There's a lot to say without breathing. Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, Ella Dahl. Big deal, Callie Norman, and Pine River-Backus Star of the Game, Ariana Burns. I got that all right? I remembered that? Okay. Awesome. You all contributed heavily offensively to the Tigers' performance today and defensively. Ariana, you had an ace. I also have you at 4 or maybe 5 kills. I missed a couple plays in there because we were having some issues, but all of you got at least 4 kills today. At least. And that's kind of what I brought up in the pregame show when I was talking about how your team would have the best success winning this game, is by spreading the ball around and making sure all of your weapons got a chance to be weapons. And you guys were weapons today. How does it feel winning this game at the end of the season? I'm going to give you all a turn with the microphone.
I think it just really shows that we're willing to put in the work, and it just really excites me for what's to come.
It feels really good. We put in a lot of work and time and switching up things a little bit, so it's finally starting to all come together.
I love all the opportunities we get to play together, and I just love this team.
All right, we were missing Ella Brewer tonight, unfortunately for this team, but you guys seem to pull through without a problem anyways. You led in every single set. You won every set. And most importantly, I think, for your team is that towards the end of these sets, you pulled away and you really showed that you were the better team at the end of each set tonight. So as the playoffs come up, you guys have 2 games left this season, and then it's the playoffs. So pressure's kind of ramping up here. How do you guys feel about your team and where you stand in the conference going into the playoffs here?
I think it just really excites us because we know that we will play the best that we can when it comes to the point where we need it, and we're willing to work hard no matter what the game is like.
I agree. I think that when we need it the most, we'll all pull through and just play our best. Yeah.
I mean, I agree with these 2 ladies. We all know how to push, and we try our best to work hard and get it done.
Awesome. This last one's going to be a little bit maybe of a doozy. The last 6 games, you guys are 1-5. You're 2-5 now with this one. You guys were having a great season before that. You just hit a little bit of a rough stretch. It happens to a lot of teams. How does it feel getting a win against a team that you play every year, that you know very well, at home in front of the fans, kind of ending that nonsense streak, right? And you get right back on track, and you guys are ready to go. How does it feel getting that win today?
It feels really good to know that we can come back from losses and still play stronger every time.
I think it feels really good too. We've just been practicing really hard to kind of like fit the puzzle pieces more these last few games, so it feels really good to come out with a win.
I agree. A win feels good right now, and it's even better that we win by playing our hardest.
Awesome. Great answers, girls. I really appreciate the interview. Thank you all for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank you.
I'm Cullen Bosman on KLKS Talk 100. We'll be back in just a moment on the postgame show. So that was my interview with our players of the game here today. Now I'm going to get into our stat recap in just a second, actually. I'm going to cut us to an ad break. We'll just listen to one ad, and we'll be right back.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
And we're back. I left my notebook just a little bit out of range for my headphone cord, so I had to send it to a break so I could go grab that. But we're back now. We're going to go through our stat recap of the night real quick. I'm going to start with the away team, the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. Avery Morrison, number 1 for the Wolves, had 3 kills and 1 ace. Aubrey Morrison, I didn't record a single stat for her, but her impact on defense is intangible. She was all over the court. Pretty much every hit that came across and looked like it was going to score, Aubrey Morrison was there defensively to save the play for the Wolves. Kylie Ludwig had 4 kills, mainly set up by teammate Addison Schneider, who had 2 kills of her own, but mainly contributed by being the distributor with 11 assists. McKenna Olschlager was the leading scorer for the Wolves today, putting up 10 kills on her own. And then Larea Lynch came in at second with 6 kills and 2 blocks defensively. Katrin Smith also contributed an ace. And those are your stats for the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, Cassidy Bristow led the way in scoring with 8 kills. She also contributed a block on defense and an ace. Kaylee Johnson contributed in every category that I tracked so far. She had 1 kill on a very intelligent and very well set up kind of fake set that she sent over the net, caught the defense sleeping. Got her own 1 kill that way. She contributed a whopping 13 assists throughout these 3 sets to really allow her team to thrive. And I really do believe that it is because of Kaylee Johnson that this team was able to have such offensive success tonight. She was
an absolute quarterback out there on the field tonight, delivering well, accurate passes to her teammates who were able to capitalize on them. Kaylee Johnson also had a block and an ace as well. Mimi Bukers had 5 kills and a block. Ella Dahl got in there with 4 kills and an assist. Callie Norman got in there with 4 kills of her own, and Ariana Burns had 4 kills as well as an ace. Leah Eveland off the bench contributed an assist and an ace. That is our stat recap for the night. We're going to run into our game recap. The Pine River-Backus Tigers won each set and come out of this 3-0. The first set, they won 25-16. Second set, 25-21. Third set, 25-20. The most important thing, I think, for the Tigers, I mentioned during the interview, is that they played their best volleyball at the end of these sets. They got better as the set progressed, and then when it seemed like it was close at the end, the Tigers did everything they could to separate. And I believe that's what sets this team apart heading into the playoffs. In the first set, for a perfect example, we'll look at the first set. It was tied at 15-15, and the Tigers won 25-16. That's a 10-1 run to finish off the first set. That is a huge momentum builder. That is a huge confidence builder. That is how you set the tone, and they carried that confidence throughout the rest of the game. We're going to cut to an ad break while I pull up the upcoming schedule. Then I'll read that off to you, and following that, I'm going to sign us off for the night. We all get to go home, watch some Thursday night football as the Seahawks and the 49ers are playing right now. We're going to cut to that break, and I'll be back in just a minute.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings on the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
And I am back right now. It is Thursday, October 10th. Also going on tonight, we had International Falls at Aiken in high school football, a little Thursday night football action. And I believe Aiken won that one 27-20. Upcoming this weekend, I will be covering the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley at Pine River-Backus football game that is happening tomorrow night at 6:30. Joining me will be my coworker Brandon. Excited to work with him tomorrow night, and excited to see this Pine River-Backus team play another football game this season. I've been there for quite a few of them so far. Also coming up for the KLKS Talk 100 channel is Pequot Lakes at Proctor at 6:20 p.m. tomorrow night. You can find that on the radio at KLKS Talk 100. And my mentor, Devin, will be covering Pillager at Parker's Prairie High School football on Cash 95.9. That starts at 6:30 p.m. And that's all I've got for the weekly schedule this week. I will be back tomorrow in Pine River as the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley football team comes in to play Pine River-Backus at home. Then it's going to be a little bit of a different schedule next week. I'll be in Henning on Tuesday for Pillager at Henning at 6:55 on Cash 95.9 for volleyball. And then on Wednesday, I am doing Parker's Prairie at Pine River-Backus high school football. That is the last game of the Tigers season, I believe. And that will, I don't have a time set on that right now, but I'm assuming around 6:20 or 6:30. But I will let you know at tomorrow's game if you're listening in as well. And that's all I've got for the upcoming schedule. The playoffs are coming up here shortly in just 1 or 2 short weeks. And I am looking forward very much to seeing how the teams I've covered throughout the season perform in those playoffs. It was great hanging out with you all tonight. Great watching this game of volleyball with you. It was a good win for the home team Tigers, and it was a hard-fought battle that just kind of took a couple bumps the wrong way for the Wolves here on the road. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and stay tuned tomorrow when the Wolves come back to face the Tigers in football.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 41 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all their surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
This has been a local sports presentation from R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Thank you for joining us, and again, thanks to all our great sponsors for helping bring you today's action. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule at rjbroadcasting.com. We now return you to your regular scheduled program.